And I hope this video actually did record. Peace out. Man, you're not gonna believe what happened. I just recorded 18 minutes straight, and this guy was not connected to my phone. The sound is not clear. I sound far away. Okay, bear with me, everybody. All right, we're recording. It's live. So here we go again from the top. Damn. Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for watching this video. So 3 years ago, I made my first traveling video, and it was called How to Start Traveling as a Clinical Lab Scientist. And well, we got an update. It's 2026 and a lot has changed, and I want to give you guys some new information and new version of this updated video. We'll be covering about like, I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 different things. The first thing we'll be covering is saving money. We're going to talk about pay packages, the onboarding process, what lab managers and supervisors really care about when they interview you. Housing, we're going to talk about housing just a little bit, and then reimbursements and also your tax home 51-mile rule. So let's get started. If you're a CLS, MLT, an MT, and you want to travel, but you feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start, this is the video for you. And if you traveled before in the past, this is still your video because you can learn new things that you didn't know about. So let's keep it practical and straightforward. Step number 1, first thing to do is save money before you start. The most important thing you got to do is save some money, at least $3,000. Give yourself some cushion because you don't want to stress. Like that's the last thing you want to do when you travel is to stress. I'm pretty sure if you go travel to like another country or somewhere, you're gonna save some money for that. So it's same concept when you go traveling to different assignments, to different facilities. Oh my God, I got a text message. It's about the strike that's happening in Kaiser. I have some family members who work for Kaiser and there's no contract yet. Crazy. They told everybody to go back to work. Or the second thing I would want to talk about is understanding the pay package. Pay package is important. Everyone wants to know how much I want to get paid and things like that. Very, very simple, straight to the point. I'm not going to go into detail. I have a whole different video on that. I'll put it right here so you can see it. I talk about everything there, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to tell you, understand the taxable hourly versus your stipends. Okay, there's 2 different things. Your stipends have to do with your housing and meals incidentals, and your taxable hourly is how much you're going to get paid per hour. Okay, pretty much simple. And go over your overtime rate. Understand how much you're going to get paid overtime. A lot of CLSs don't do overtime. We do like 40 hours a week, 5/8. But if you are someone else who is watching this video, different profession, and you do overtime, and make sure it makes sense to you, okay? Also make sure that your contract has guaranteed hours, 36 or 40. I know for me it's 40, for other professions it's like 36. And then ask your recruiter to send you the breakdown in writing so you can compare offers. And that reminds me, if you're working with other agencies, it's going to get overwhelming when you get all these different offers. So just stick to one. And the best agency to stick to is Cross Country. I work with Cross Country several times. I have the best recruiter and the best onboarding process. It's very smooth, very reliable, and yeah, straight to the point. They're open and honest. And if you want to get in contact with my recruiter, I'll put a link in the description below and you can enter your information and we will share that to my recruiter so they can talk to you. Or if you have me on IG or any other platforms on social media, go ahead and DM me and give me a message. So the next thing is onboarding, just like where I was talking about. So what to expect during onboarding? Onboarding can be pretty stressful. However, I have a trick. The trick is this. To make the onboarding go smooth, all you have to do is keep a travel folder on your laptop. And in that travel folder, I want you to do the following. I want you to save your resume, your license, your ASAP, whatever it is that you have a license in, vaccination, title records, your TB documents, and your ID documents as needed. The reason why is that because once you have all of this in one folder on your laptop, and when that email comes through from the onboarding process, click, upload, send email, and then following things that they're going to ask you to do, which is a checklist, skills checklist, background check, drug screen. If you have any CPR or BLS, if they require that, put that in your folder so you can upload it. Facility modules, HIPAA, safety, and compliance. And then in that same email that they're going to send you for the onboarding process, they're going to tell you your start date confirmation and your first day instructions. Simple as that. Just make it a smooth process. Make sure you're not missing any paperwork, because if you are missing paperwork, it's going to be a headache. And then make sure your references are answering all the emails or any phone calls that they're going to make, because references really help. It's part of the onboarding process. Next thing I would want to talk about in this video as an update is what lab managers or supervisors actually care about when they interview you on the phone. Real quick, you guys know my lifestyle. You guys know I am super into fitness, and I have ran half marathons, full marathons, and competed in high rocks events. Because of that, I always watch what I eat and what I drink. I'm not a big fan of buying almond milk that has preservatives and all these extra ingredients. So what I did was I bought this machine that makes my almond milk. Let me tell you, it is the best machine because it only takes 8 minutes to make almond milk. I add my almonds, I put it in the machine, I add some dates to sweeten it and some salt, and boom, easy. Consume it within 4 days because it has no preservatives. And sometimes I use it for my coffee. So I'll have a cortado, I have an espresso machine, get my espresso, add some milk to the espresso, and voila, cortado. So if you want the same machine that I use to make almond milk, I will leave the link in the description below. It's an affiliate link which supports this channel. You can buy that machine and you can have fresh almond milk made at your house in 8 minutes. It's amazing, it's easy, and it's not messy, which is cool. For this section, what lab managers and supervisors actually care about. So here, what most people don't realize is lab manager hire travelers because they need someone who can walk in and keep things safe and moving. I mean, it makes sense. They want to make sure you are a safe person. You're not going to blow up the lab or whatever. How to follow SOPs, understand QC. The same things that you do at your work now are the same things that they want to make sure you can do more and beyond. As a traveler, you are put in situations where you have to learn fast. You have to adapt. You're going to get good at troubleshooting. You're going to get good at different things that not a lot of people have that experience as like full-time employees. As a traveler, you have to sometimes think like a leader. Sometimes you got to be in the role of a lead. Sometimes you got to educate. Sometimes you got to learn and teach. And so, as a traveler, in my experience, I had to go through this, right? I'm almost coming up on 6 years of traveling, and it has molded my character, my personality. It has made me a sociable person, and open to teaching, open to communicate, open to doing all of these things. And when they interview you on the phone, they're gonna hear that. They're gonna be like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. They're gonna ask you, what systems have you worked with which LIS systems? Cerner, Epic, Meditech, Sunquest. Make sure, if you haven't traveled yet, or if you are traveling right now and you're watching this video, write down all the stuff you've done. Write down all the LIS systems you work with. Write down all the analyzers and machines you worked with. There are times I haven't worked with like an analyzer and I have to learn how to use it. If that's the case, just be like, hey, I haven't worked with that analyzer, but I'm more than happy to learn how to use it. Traveling is a great educator. You face different situations, you troubleshoot, it helps you develop social skills, different backgrounds, different people. And yeah, it helps you grow. And I just wanted to share that extra stuff there. Here are my bullet points. I have flexibility, if you fit in the team, communication, speed to independence, reliable, consistency, and safety. So all that stuff comes as a traveler. And if this is your first time traveling, it's okay. It's going to happen. I traveled for the first time, and 6 years later, here I am making these YouTube videos and teaching you guys what to know and what to expect when you are traveling. So yeah, so just to sum it all up on this section, they're also making sure if you're hireable in the long run. A lot of times, like, they'll want you to work full-time as a full-time employee. So they want to make sure that you understand a lot of stuff. So the next step from there is housing. I know housing is very tough. When it comes to housing, it can be hard to look for it, But what I've learned for the past years as a traveler is I'll message the host and say, hey, I'm a traveler and I'll be working at this hospital for X amount of time. Here's my contract. Here's proof of work. Is there a possibility we can come to an agreement with a specific amount of monthly rent? I'm pretty sure the host will be happy, you'll be happy, and you can negotiate on a really good rate for yourself. I've done it before. I've done it for furnished finders. I've done it for Airbnb. I have never stayed at a hotel during my contracts. I've always stayed somewhere. Airbnb, furnished finders, and it has worked tremendously. They'll probably do background checks just to make sure, because this is a safe thing to do nowadays. Nothing wrong with that. So it's just for the comfort of the homeowner and yourself. The next thing is reimbursements. There are some reimbursements that my recruiter said that many travelers don't ask about. So the first one is state license. As an example, I work in California. If my license is expiring in 2 months, pay the fee, download the receipt, send my recruiter the receipt. They'll reimburse me for that amount, the same amount. The travel reimbursement also works with cross country. So from your tax home to the facility, they'll pay your travel distance and then the last week or the last day from your facility back to your tax home. So keep that in mind, whether it's spending on gas or how many miles you drove, that they will reimburse you. Double check with the recruiter and get confirmation on that. They also reimburse you for scrubs. So if for some odd reason that facility is asking for some weird colors like army green or maroon, then some agencies can reimburse the amounts that you spend on those scrubs. It's worked for me in the past, and again, cross country has been there and done that for me. So they're really good and an amazing agency too, and my recruiter is amazing. So if you want to work with the cross country, go ahead. Just reminding you, you can hit me up on social media, or you can on the link in the description below. I'll add a link where you can plug in your information, and we can get you in touch with my recruiter as soon as we can. The last but not least is tax home 51-mile rule. So again, there's a video I talk about this in the detail along with the pay package and with your 51-mile rule, because they go hand in hand, right? So the 51-mile rule has to do with how far you are from your tax home to the facility. The main point is your tax home. So I'm not going to get into it here, but your tax home is where you live, where you're paying your rent or mortgage, and where you file your taxes. So every year when you file taxes, look at the address that you use. That's the address. That's your tax home. So if you are 51 miles away from that address, you are considered a traveler, and you can get your stipends. If you are less than 51 miles, then you're not going to be considered a traveler. So there's no point in doing that. And your recruiter does a really good job making sure that you are 51 miles or more away from your tax home for the assignment. Just to recap everything we talked about today, we talked about saving money, understanding the pay package, stay on top of the onboarding, be the kind of traveler managers and supervisors want, get housing smart, ask about reimbursements, and take tax home rules seriously. Once again, everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss any other updates on CLS traveling or any videos of my fitness journey. Thanks for supporting me once again. Someone who you know who's in the healthcare or who wants to travel, go ahead and share this video to them. And once again, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. And I hope this video actually did record. Peace out.